Los Angeles Rams. Brandon Garden here with Charles Davis as always. And CD, you look at the Rams in this matchup. The bottom line, there are not many defenses in the league that seem up to the task to slow down their ground game. But this might be one of them. And in everything that they have said and done this week, they feel confident that they're ready.
And I like how you set this whole thing up because it comes down to this to me. These first few carries, they're going to be exciting, they're going to be physical, they're going to be battles. Each side trying to establish control in this game.
Underway from SoFi Stadium. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. Because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back who likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game. And that's something you have to get ready for defensively because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Throwing, Jones. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. Touchdown, LA! Romeo Doubs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Rams march right down the field in 3. Claim the early advantage. Extra point attempt here still to come. It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And that drive all capped off with a Romeo Doubs touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. The Seahawks sitting at 5-2 on the year. And they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
From the 44, Burrow. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Amani Oruwariye. And the Rams are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all. That's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. The numbers for Mixon last week: 22 carries, 5 yards past 100, and a touchdown.
When you put the ball in the end zone 13 times on the season, one thing is apparent: you didn't do it all on your own. Offensive line is creating some nice space for you, and you're probably getting some good blocks downfield from your wide receivers.
On 2nd and 7, Jones broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Here comes the Rams punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 27. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points. But then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 2 yards on the pickup, but that's all they needed to move the sticks. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Out route here, and he finds Turner. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Now it's Burrow. It's caught at the 10. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 39 yards there, a big one.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Chubb on the counter. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll give it to Chubb. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Nick Chubb hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
So here are the Rams to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Now Jones. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Haven't met a corner that's worth his salt yet that ever admits to worrying about man coverage. How about the play there, breaking that pass up?
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Jones. He gets this one to Boyd. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. The Rams with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down. Jones. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Inside handoff to Mixon. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
He completes it to Boyd. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10. The Seahawks 28-yard line.
Looking to throw. Jones. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown Rams. Chris Godwin, a 24-yard touchdown as his guys are able to extend their lead.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play when you go 5 wide?
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are...
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is up to 8. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it's Chris Godwin who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. T. Higgins out on offense for the rest of his teammates for this next drive. Sitting right around the midpoint of the season, on pace for 1,000 yards. Good year so far, and I'm sure film study being devoted to him a little bit more on the other side.
They have to, because the pace that he's carrying right now, if you're pushing 1,000-yard pace as a receiver, that means he warrants your attention. And right now, precision is going on with their offense. Kind of like that timepiece you wear on your wrist. You know, the good stuff, you got to knock that off somehow. Chip away at that timing, change things up a little bit, and make them go to other things and make them do those things better.
Yeah, try to make him uncomfortable. Not many teams have been able to do that so far this year. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Burrow looking to pass. He's going to look deep for Watkins. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. And sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money. Again, it's Burrow. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. That's going to be caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Quez Watkins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have come back to make it a 2-point game.
As they began this last drive, things weren't exactly looking up for this offense. But after what they just did, putting the ball in the end zone, that took them away from the brink of possibly being knocked out of this game.
The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2. Burrow's going to look to throw for it. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
To throw again on 2nd down, Jones. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Jones to throw on 3rd down. They'll set up the screen here to mix him. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Here comes the Rams punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. It's taken to the 26. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. This one caught downfield by Higgins. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 45 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Here we go. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Burrow will throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got down for the hole.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
To the air again, Burrow. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Tucker's kick is good, and they take a 17-14 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Well, the Rams going to take over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game. Jones now throwing to start the drive. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Here's Jones on 1st down. That's complete to Dobbs. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now Jones on 1st and 10. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
From the 36, Jones. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as he'll try to get 3 before half. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on them, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well.
Here we go, here we go.
The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. And again, it's Chubb. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first.
Holding, offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
On third down, Burrow. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now fourth down. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Seattle. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 18. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Here we go, here we go.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Burrow flushed out right. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Burrow on his toes that time as they get the first down.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise them with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a first down. Gotta love that efficiency.
Now Burrow on first down. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there of 22.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
They'll run with Chubb. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Holding. Offense.
Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coached some receivers in the offseason. We worked a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. I want to take that course.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They'll try again with Chubb. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. 3rd and goal. Burrow. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Rams are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Chase Young picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game, is he said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And it's fielded at the 34. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the 2nd half.
11 Thomas. They got to go.
To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow going deep here for Watkins. This is intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley.
Holding. Defense.
So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Mix it up the middle. And some room to maneuver. And they work this out past the 25. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends. Back now here on EA Sports. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Open man has got it. It's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 45-yard line. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Throwing, Jones. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that is dropped. Oh, my goodness. That could have been a game changer, but he could not hang on. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Jones looking middle, and it's incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Here comes the Rams punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They begin this drive with Chubb. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 47 yards rushing for him now to this point. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
They run it again with Chubb. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On 1, ready?
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. The recipe is pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. And Chubb will try the middle here. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run.
Here we go.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it 1 more time, so make sure you get in shape.
3 points separating these 2 sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. And now they will throw it with Burrow. They set up the screen to Chubb. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Handoff comes to Chubb. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. They'll send the tight end in motion. Running for it. Here's Chubb. And he gets it down to the 48. Enough for the first. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. A give running right is Chubb. Oh, no, he lost the football. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
I know when you're looking at the scoreboard clock, we're getting near the end of this game. But they were in what was really close.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure.
Previous play is under review.
And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to...
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that would overturn. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because We've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. It's a pickup of 2, and that's good enough to just about write a finish to this one.
First down, Seahawks.
Well, this is one of those games where if you win it, it feels extra special. But to lose a close one like this, Charles, remember where they didn't score any points in the second half. That has to sting a bit more.
Absolutely, and I really think that they're going to spend so much time pouring over this game film, trying to figure out where their calls went wrong, how they didn't execute on certain plays. It was so close. Yeah, this one's going to linger for a little while as they try and diagnose this loss.
So for the Seahawks, they run their mark to 6-2 on the year.